Hi, it's Xanthi here. I'm wearing beige. I'm just going to apply just a sparing amount of makeup just to try and improve the situation a little bit. Just close the window. The lighting conditions are, I've got neutral lighting there, there's ambient warm lighting, just the room light, and it's very grey outside, got a severe thunderstorm warning. If I add more light, sometimes it just ends up being a bit glary. Anyway, we'll try our best. I'll just show you though if I change the temperature of the lighting. So we've got neutral, cool, warm. I never use the warm because it's like sunset or candlelight. So this kind of beige, the reason why I chose it is just because I decided to wear these pants today. So these kind of pants are sort of went with it, but it's not really a great colour with my complexion. It's just pretty bland. Two ways that I could improve without makeup would be to look at adding another colour that's a bit darker. So I could overlay, say, with this top here, just add a little bit of depth to it. It's the same sort of fabric as this. When you're in a low income like me, you kind of don't really have the luxury of shopping for all the exact colours, and also I just like being comfortable. I wear a lot of t-shirts, so it is a bit muggy. I'll just show you though that the beige compared to more of a cream, but this is a slightly greyed cream, so just a slight difference in colours. So this one therefore is a little bit more pink, this one is a little bit more yellow, but they're both soft and slightly muted kind of colours and lighter colours. I could also think about what would I be wearing if it gets really cold. Summer here, maybe something like this would go okay. So this is just something I just got on a sale. It's actually got orange in it, believe it or not, because it was a bit too pale and a bit too cool. So I just used up the rest of a bottle of orange dye. The reason I used orange was to ultra tone down a green jacket, so I also just used it on this one as well. But it's a bit warm for this, so, but bearing in mind that I could wear any of these, so let's just go with this one and then apply a little bit of makeup. Now just before I get my hands all sticky with makeup, so I've been working on this painting here, and to finish off I think I'm just going to add a little bit of suggestion where the light source is. Now the sky is actually a light violet blue, so I want to be careful, or violet leaning blue. I want to be careful not to turn it green when I add a little bit of yellow and suggest in the leaves, because I have suggested the light coming from behind. It's showing with the light showing around the edges. I could though just vary up these leaves a little bit, just for some finishing touches. Okay, back to the makeup. Now I don't feel like wearing foundation today. It's very, very humid, but the foundations that I have currently, which I find work kind of well for me, two neutral ones. So I've got here 3.5N and 4N with the True Match L'Oreal, but I find they have a little bit too much red in them, so what I do is just use a tiny bit of green colour corrector. I don't want to go overboard with playing up the olive in my complexion, because nor do I want to wear a heavy mask of makeup, because it will change in different lighting. Lighting changes all the time, even natural lighting. So let's just work with what I usually use, which is just the medium powder. This is my longest, the makeup item that I've used over the most years is this particular product, New by Nature Painful Medium Natural Mineral Cover. Now it's a loose powder foundation, but it's just not going to be as much coverage as say using this, but I just find it's just more natural looking. Now if you're not going to be applying foundation, the easiest way is just to, I find, to mix a little bit of the colour corrector. So it depends on the colour of circles. So mine are kind of dark bluish, kind of greyish. I'm just going to add a little bit of a dark peach here, which I don't want in the surrounding skin because it is very, you know, olivey. So I'm just going to use a little bit of concealer. This one's a little bit lighter than my skin tone and a little bit more yellowish. The reason why I went for that one rather than the next one down, which was medium, so this one is Revlon Luminance, it's a serum concealer light medium. The reason I didn't go to medium is the medium was way too orange, and you know, then it causes other problems. So it's kind of like, yeah, I just kind of want to be able to use it, you know, more versatile kind of thing with it. It doesn't have to be just orange. So just mixing that together, but it's not nearly as orange still as the medium one. And I'm just applying it only to the darkest areas. I'm not applying it right up to my lash line because I don't want the product in my eyes. So the main problems that I have with my complexion that I've had for many years, it's hyperpigmentation. So I'll have brown patches, which were worse in pregnancy and from the sun more, etc. So you just get all these sort of, sometimes I just get a band of brown patches and across my lip as well. Also with hormonal things, like when I was on the contraceptive pill, it was worse. So I do try to remember to wear a moisturiser with some SPF in it, and makeup actually has usually a bit of SPF as well. So I don't want, I'm not striving for perfection. I just want to, you know, tone down the bits I don't like so much and enhance other aspects. I don't tend to cover the scar. I had skin cancer surgery. You might notice my lips a bit wonky. Had a huge bit cut out of my lip. It was quite a horrible surgery, to be honest. So I just want to tone down, especially with wearing, you know, more softer colour. It's not necessarily my best colour kind of thing. So fluff around for ages or as little time as I like. If I'm just in a hurry, I just skip this altogether, but sometimes it's just nice to, you know, feel nicer. So I'm not putting it onto the parts of my skin that don't have, that's why I'm using a smaller brush. I'm not putting it onto the parts of my skin that don't have the, you know, darker hyperpigmentation so much. Now with the under eyes, I prefer to go and use just a little bit of a translucent powder. I don't use white powder because I find it just sits on top of my skin. So this one's a banana one. It's a Revlon one. Just a little bit just for the eyes, mainly. Don't want too much because we don't want to go too yellow, even though I do have quite a bit of yellow in my complexion. Now for the general powder, because I want to feel like I'm not wearing makeup, so I'm going to skip mascara for a start. I'm just going to use a bit of this powder and just use one of those sort of fluffy brushes here. But this is neutral because it's got both the iron oxides and it's got a little bit of ultramarine blue just to tone the orange down. So I'm just going to dab some on just to, you know, absorb some of the oil and reduce the shine a little bit that I get, especially in the humid weather. I don't want to look caked on. I don't want to feel the suffocation feeling of, you know, wearing heavy foundation. So it's just very light, just very subtle, but I actually do think it makes a difference. It's very hot in here, so I'm actually seeing some of my flush at the moment. I'm looking a little bit pinkish. I'm just going to open the window again. I try and close the window because of the noise sometimes, with traffic and stuff, but it's just too humid. So we're in for severe thunderstorms apparently. Okay, so with my cheeks deciding to flush just a little bit, which some people say when I blush I look just browner, I'm not going to do much with the blush. So let's have a look at some options. So this is one I like, it's a little bit violet. This one is nude berry, but it's got the iron oxides, which is, you know, the sort of end up being kind of orangey colour, but it's also got violet in it. And then this one is a terracotta kind of colour called Maconis by Maco Beauty. I don't like how they put a perfume in it. It's like, anyway, let's just see. Sometimes if I'm not sure which will be overdoing it, what I do is put it on my hand and just look in the mirror and then just assess from there, like which one is going to probably blend more. I'm going to go with the warmer one, sort of a more terracotta kind of colour. So let's just put just a little bit on. I find that usually blush and lipstick make the biggest difference to my complexion, because usually my complexion is kind of beige and bland, really. Even though I have the olive qualities to it, it isn't really too much different. I'm just a little bit more yellow than this particular colour and a little bit more depth. So I'm just putting a little bit on just to just add a little bit of a glow without overdoing it. And then I'm just going to go and do the lipstick. So I've picked out a few possibilities. Not want to go bold and bright. So I've got this one here called Sedona, which is a kind of a warmy one. Just compare it to the blush. It's actually kind of similar. Just putting a tiny bit on because I want it to be very soft. Just wondering if I should go a little bit more brown, given I'm wearing a brown. Let's have a look. Just block most of that one off. Just going to try the classic rum raisin. So the Sedona one is a newer one. So that's the rum raisin. I'm going to go and try a little bit of that. Yeah, just going for a soft look. So this one's a little bit more pinky. Okay, so for eye makeup, I'm just going to do the bare minimum. So just going to, usually I use as a base this cream eyeshadow, Praline or Revlon, just to sort of smooth things out, because I don't use primers. I never actually have. I've never used setting spray either. I just feel like I just don't want to add too many extra things that I could get allergic to, because I do have sensitive skin. And then for the eyeshadow, I thought this palette kind of blended okay. So this one is the GG Cool Browns. So I've got a variety of different browns. I find that I use the dark neutral browns the most, including as an eye what do you call it, an eyeliner. So I'm just going to apply sort of some of these medium ones. Now I think personally this is really kind of a soft neutral brown rather than necessarily cool, but you know, these labels can be used quite can be kind of contradictory labels. They tend to use the word warm when they mean orange, so I'll show you orange. So for example, this palette here called Maverick, arguably those would be called warm browns, you know, they're sort of rusty, but you can say that they're oranges as well, you know, it depends on where you draw the line. In this palette here I use some of the colours from usually these ones and these ones. So, you know, it can be a mixture. So I find that with my colouring it is more of a mixture. I'm going to use a little bit of the darker one as an eyeliner, just to add a little bit of soft definition. So I don't, I have in the past used liquid eyeliner and pencil eyeliner and all the rest of it, but I don't use it anymore. I just use eyeshadow as an eyeliner because I find that it's just a softer effect without going kind of overboard. And I also find that I don't end up with makeup all smeared everywhere. Whenever I use liquid eyeliner in particular, it just ends up everywhere, sort of after a while. Right, because I'm wearing this brown here, why don't we just pull in a little bit of a darker colour as well. I'm going to go for which one? Go for a little bit of a darker reddish brown. So the outer corner. Just going to blend this. Blend it all together. I prefer this kind of, they call it a buffing brush. Some people use it for that, but I prefer using it just to blend the eyeshadow. And if I was wearing a contour, I'd wear blend it there too. And I just provide a little bit of shimmer. Probably this one goes the most. And we're not going to do mascara today because I don't feel like feeling like I'm wearing something like mascara. And that's pretty much it. Now, if I did want to wear a little bit of a contour just to sculpt the face a little, it's going to be hidden by my hair really. I will just show you some that I have and why it's pretty much hit and miss. If I do wear one, sometimes I wear this one here. That's why I've pulled it out, because it is kind of a brown that is kind of a little bit reddish. So this one is Infallible L'Oreal Medium Contour it's called. Now two that I bought, wasted my money, on sales I got them, thank goodness. Unfortunately the colours are just really bad on me. Like, first of all I bought the next one to stick medium, and it didn't seem as orange as some of the others, but look what happens, it's just way too yellow. And so then I thought, oh, I'll try the one that says that it's rich, and it's just probably too dark. The one that I find that I'm using sometimes is this one here. You see the difference? So these two are just still way too warm, but at least they're not that, you know, really bright orange. If I was to put a little bit, I would put it just under my cheekbones. I've got quite chubby cheeks, so whether I'm bigger like I am now or when I was slimmer, I've always had chubby cheeks. So and I'm just going to use that brush that I used for the blending. Just kind of give myself some cheekbones. But the good thing about those two products, which were a fail for me on the contour department, is that they do have a highlighter on them. So why don't we just try a little bit on the top of the cheekbones and a little bit up here. And then just blend that in. I generally don't like things too shimmery on my face, but just a teeny bit can be quite nice. And that's it. So of course if I wanted to do that in a hurry I could do most of that in a couple of minutes, because I would just perhaps skip the eyes underneath, or you can skip the eyes altogether, just use a little bit of powder maybe, and just a little bit of blush colour and lipstick colour. Can make all the difference. They're just all very soft at the moment, and thanks.